In this video, we're going to show you how Ricki Silber, eco-psychologist and celebrity coach, uses her favorite secret weapon, humor, to break through stuckness in her clients.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
So, Prairie, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a family constellation. And what we're going to do is have you take on the role of humor. And on this chair, we're going to have an issue that you have, your life, maybe you, or a dynamic that you're stuck in. Mm-hmm. So anything that feels like you would really love to get some work on it or a different perspective.
Great.
Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, totally. I've been really struggling with my creativity recently. I'm in a bit of a writer's block or a poet's block right now. I have the words inside, but they're not coming out. Everything just feels very constipated, for lack of a better word.
Great. I love it. So do you want to put constipation here or creativity?
Yes. Yeah, creative constipation.
I love it. Okay, awesome. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you to take on the role of humor, and humor is the energy that basically starts breaking the stuck perspective that you have, and you're just going to let wave after wave move through it. And you might notice it won't be just like glee the whole time. It might go down into absurdity, maybe some sadness will come up, and you just let whatever comes up come through.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so you can start by standing up and closing your eyes.
Do I move?
No, right here.
Just stay here? Okay.
Yeah. And you're going to feel humor coming down your body, kind of like a waterfall, just like the energy coming down into the body. And every inhale you take, the more is going to come in. It's almost like breathing in laughing gas. Yeah, I'm noticing like a smile starting. And notice any sensations in the body. And then you'll allow those sensations to evolve into emotions. And then you're going to allow those emotions to evolve into thoughts. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and look around the room. And just notice what you notice.
Am I supposed to be noticing funny things?
You're really just letting the role move through you. Yeah. Anything that you're noticing?
I feel very calm.
So when you're ready, you can sit down and begin to look at Prairie's creative constipation. Stay here.
Oh, here. I just wanting to sit there.
You keep wanting to sit there.
I keep wanting to sit there for some reason.
So go sit there. Let's see what happens. And go ahead and just feel what's happening in your body.
Oh, I feel so sad.
Can you tell what you are right now?
I feel very hot. Like staticky, sweaty.
Are you the writer's block?
I'm like what's behind the block.
Is there anything that you want to tell us from this part?
I feel devastated. And despair. Like right here.
When you open your eyes and you look around the room, is there anything that you notice?
That light reflected in the window looks like a sun and moon at the same time. And when I change angles, I can see how they're overlapping like a Venn diagram in one way, and then how they also are perfectly parallel at a different angle.
Does that mean anything for Prairie?
I suppose that there are always multiple perspectives to everything, but there's more than just a binary, because in a Venn diagram, there's a third in the middle where there's nuance and overlap. And simultaneously, when the shape is flipped, the 2 or 3 concepts also kind of collapse into one, like there is a unity or a wholeness to that.
Totally. From the place of the writer's block, what happens when you look at humor?
Humor feels really like far away. Like I have a wall up right here.
Yeah. I'm noticing some tears. Yeah, what's being touched?
I really want to be there. But I'm really isolated over here. Like I've built up this very rigid structure to keep me over here. And outside of the play that humor inhabits.
Yeah.
The play space.
Yeah.
It's very predictable, but very lonely.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up because I think this chair is representing the wall. And then what we'll have you do is come into the chair of humor again, but this time with the wall being here. So just to kind of paint the picture more.
Okay.
So first, before you go, how does it feel now having the wall represented?
Very tangible. Yeah. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah. Okay. And take your time. Okay. And then just breathing from that space again of humor.
Oh man, that writer's block. That's real goofy. Oh my god. It's so small. It's like a little igloos on top of all that. Oh man.
Yeah. Just tell us like anything you're noticing, anything you want to say to that part.
I wish you would come out and play. It would be more fun. Yeah. It's lonely in there. I can tell.
Yeah.
And it's not very interesting or exciting. Or very creative, admittedly. Yeah.
And you're going to notice with humor, it works in waves, similar to a psychedelic experience. So just when there's a pause, just take a couple more breaths, let it infuse. And it might want to look at the wall first. Might want to look at the writer's block.
You know, this wall is very creative, which is interesting. The components to build a wall they can be very simple, but they can be anything. And it takes creativity to construct such a thing. If that writer's block made the wall, which I presume is what the situation is, there's some creativity in there.
Kind of wild.
Yeah, it's kind of in everything. Which must be a little confusing to the writer's block. Man, I wonder what would happen if all of that very strictly focused creativity went into something other than creating this wall. Just have to wonder there.
Yeah. And what you're going to do now is you're going to follow humor. Like, if it wants you to sit here, go back there. If it wants to talk to any of these parts. Or if it just wants to keep sharing. Nice. What's happening now?
We're just playing with the wall. It's a very creative wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's very mobile.
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit of curiosity. I think the wall is maybe a little lonely too.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that the wall and the writer's block aren't actually great friends. So
just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and who you are right now.
okay, I'm sitting sandwiched between the wall and writer's block.
And are you still humor?
I don't know. I'm transmortifying.
Yeah. And just feel what's alive in the body.
So there's been this gap between. Oh, I don't want to inhabit the writer's block, but I'm going to step back into the writer's block. I guess I am. I'm the writer's block. Is that human? I don't know. I am the writer's block. So there's been this wall here, and then there's this gap between where I am and where the wall is. And I haven't been very intimate with this wall, really at all. There's just this like fine perimeter of space, so I'm not in contact with anything. And now I'm getting to explore what it's like to actually be closer to this creation that I've made.
Do you know why you made it?
Why did I make it? Because being seen is scary. It's very vulnerable. It's very intimate. Creating is very intimate. Writing is very intimate. Poetry is so intimate. And this wall is a really nice buffer so that I don't, have to create anything or be seen through my creations, essentially. But now that I'm with this wall, it's kind of snuggly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like it. It doesn't feel as like cold or lifeless. It's like a friend. A very needed friend in here.
Yeah. there anything that the wall is saying to you?
The wall's like down for whatever. Like could go for a walk right now.
Yeah, yeah.
On a little leash.
So the wall is actually your creation.
Yeah.
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 And it sounds like it's also quite obedient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very moldable. It's like clay. Even though it's also very rigid. Yeah, it is very obedient. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. Is there anything else that wants to be said from this space?
I feel less lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it feels correct, you can leave the wall on the writer's block and then come back to humor. Take a couple breaths in, just feeling into humor again.
Oh, it's way lighter over here.
And then when you're ready, you can look at that creation that was created.
It's like a double creation now. I love that I can make chairs become more than just chairs.
It also sounds like the creator's block was actually the creator's creation.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's very meta.
Yeah. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's very ironic. So good at turning things on their heads and thinking that they're standing up.
Take another couple of breaths and just see what else do you see.
It's like the creator is now actually familiar with this creation. And it does create that sense of safety that it simulated when it was in front or separating. When embraced or like a hand, it serves that same purpose of safety without being an inhibitor of life, of movement, and energy.
Go ahead and just take that in. Just download that into the body. See if there's anything else that wants to be said or if that feels complete. Yeah. Go ahead and just shake your body up.
And what was that like? Just what you experienced?
An experience? Yeah. So thankfully, I was like very prepared as somebody who's done a lot of different tools and techniques for healing to just show up for whatever the heck happened. I'm like really at the edge of vulnerability and authenticity, honesty, like whatever is true, I really want it to be there. I want there to be space for it. And of course, I know that Ricki can hold space for that. Like showing up here, I had zero fears. I didn't even think about it. Like I was just ready to be whatever the heck. And I knew that I was dealing with creative blocks and feeling stifled and sort of squished and stuck. So it felt really opportune for that to arise here. And it was amazing. Yeah, I've done all sorts of stuff, tools, embodying different parts and things like that. So it felt very natural and it felt very cathartic. I felt very present and very trusting of the environment. The moment everything changed for me was when Ricki asked me to step into the role of humor again, and I got to witness the writer's block with the wall, and just understanding that they had been two pieces of this puzzle that hadn't been connected yet. Like they were existing, one had created the other, so to speak, but they hadn't really seen each other as one, as that unit. And it was so, and I'm just remembering now, like seeing the reflection of the light outside of the window, and I saw that Venn diagram, just like a trick of the light and the reflection there. But really that is what happened in that process, was that we had this writer's block, we had this wall, and then I got to see how they overlapped into this beautiful pair of creativity and the creation, and how the wall is a tool to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel protected. And instead of using it to shut out, it was used as a tool instead to feel closeness and to feel held, and it still opens the door to creativity.
What's different now than before the session?
Well, I feel very open. I feel very soft and relaxed. And usually in that space, that's where creativity comes through. I'm so excited to see what happens when I get home and just sit with this. Yeah, I do feel a door has been opened, and I feel my perspective has changed just from that.
If you like this demo, we did another demo last week with Ricki, and it also includes details about how you as a coach can bring this into your practice and use it. So if you like this content, click like and subscribe and stay with us.